So we're here at MOTO Restaurant, tucked away on Fulton Market. I was lucky enough to eat here a few nights ago, and I knew it would be great. What I didn't know was going to be 20 mind-blowing dishes that were both tantalizing and testing for my taste buds. Right away, I knew I had to speak to the prize chef, Homaro Cantu. Omar, what makes you want to do a restaurant like this that is half science, half art, half cuisine?
A lot of this stuff takes some research and development. So we start off in our laboratory and we come up with these ideas and then we prototype them there. We collectively agree whether or not the dish is good or it tastes horrific. The dishes that taste horrific, either we'll work on them further or we'll just throw them in the toilet.
I want to get down to the science that is behind MOTO. Do you want to take me to your lab and we can check out the madness that happens at MOTO?
Let's take a trip down the rabbit hole.
Wow, so this is your laboratory.
Here we are, we're in the rabbit hole.
I should have paid more attention in high school science. So tell me about your mission for MOTO.
Well, the mission for MOTO is not just artistry, but taking food and art and science and we sort of mishmash them together.
Okay.
My goal is for you to remember every course for the next 10 years.
My taste buds can't let me forget.
If you think of this place like an opera, when you go out to an opera, you don't get Act 1, Scene 5. You get the entire production as they were intending to see it.
So you see this as an artistic production?
It is. So here we are. You know, we've got this open forum, this open canvas to create anything as long as it tastes great. It can't be something that we've ever seen, done, or heard of before. That's the trick.
It's amazing that you're always staying ahead. I mean, it's a challenge because with so many different technologies and so many things to learn and know about, yet you're always staying one step ahead.
Right.
Maybe that's your inquisitive nature.
Well, it's all about thinking like a futurist. And so, you know, in the future, there will be paperless menus. You know, we don't use paper here. And so if you think about it, that's about as green of a menu as you can get. In fact, every day in the United States, 22 tons of paper are thrown away just for menus in restaurants.
Just for menus? 22 tons?
22 tons.
Just for menu? Oh, I'll feel bad now every time I look at a menu. Well, luckily, this one I'm going to eat.
This one you're going to eat?
It's hard to go wrong with olive oil. This tastes wonderful. This is like a crisp, light, salty olive oil wafer.
Right. Tastes like bread and butter.
And I love bread and butter. Bread and butter works for me.
And keep in mind, all of these ingredients, including these microgreens that we'll finish it off with, are local and organic.
And I know that this is a big theme for you, social responsibility and everything being green.
You're only as good as, you know, the team that you surround yourself with. So I basically took it upon myself to hire a bunch of mad children.
I think of you as a Willy Wonka of haute cuisine, so I imagine that they are just part of the Willy Wonka factory.
They are the Willy Wonka
They are
factory.
the Willy Wonka factory. Before we even get started, I have to ask you, what is it like to work for such a crazy mad scientist?
It's like being on a roller coaster that never stops every single solitary day.
And is that what you guys are trying to do? Get to the diner to be completely out of the box?
We want them to be in our world, and to do that, we really have to pull them out of theirs. Our ideas come from anywhere on the board. You could throw a dart at an idea, and that might be something that we want to try.
I think we're on a pork sandwich.
We are doing a pork sandwich. We're doing it in a very unique way. When you think of Cuban pork, you think of Cuba, and when you think of Cuba, you think of cigars. So we started with delicious pork that we get from our local farmers, and we took that and wrapped it in artesian bread. And to get that texture, what we want to do is we just want to fry it.
Who doesn't like fried food?
Everybody loves things that are fried. Fat equals flavor. That's what I was told since day one in my culinary.
I know.
Have you ever done a hand-rolled cigar?
I have never done a hand-rolled cigar, but
well, you're going to
today's
try.
the day.
You're going to try.
Okay.
Let me move this out of the way just a little bit. Once it's cool for just a second. It's not that hot. It's only 300 degrees, so we're okay. And what we're going to do, this is going to be our tobacco leaf, if you will.
Okay.
The way I was taught, the way I was shown, was you have to tuck in the end. So just go ahead and just roll that up.
All right.
Go crazy.
All right. If you got them, smoke them.
You got to make it nice and tight, but you don't want it too tight because then it's, you know, you're not going to be able to get it all the way through.
Okay.
And then, you know, as this burns, you have to have a little bit of, you know.
Ooh. Fire at the end. I need my fire.
Yep. And then.
All right. Oh my God.
Right there.
Right
and you
down
have
to
your,
the last.
You have your Philly cigar, and this dish was a huge group effort, and we've had a lot of fun with this dish on the menu.
So people just.
Does it taste like a pork sandwich?
It's spicy. No detail has been left unturned. You have the ashes, the ashtray, the filly. That's great.
I heard you like dessert.
I should warn you.
Is that true?
I don't want to frighten you. I like dessert, and I like dessert in large quantities.
Well, love is in the air.
Okay,
because
good for us.
I've got some
Good
things
for
to
us.
show you. So I think you're gonna like this one.
Okay.
So this, you've seen this before. This is the liquid nitrogen, and we're gonna use this to make some crazy ice cream architecture, which is like one of my favorite things. So this is just the liquid state of nitrogen gas, and it's roughly 200 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit.
Any danger here?
No.
All right.
Well,
Just checking up front.
danger is relative. So this is my banana ice cream liquid.
Okay.
I'm just gonna create what looks kind of like a noodle by squeezing it in here. It's
Gotcha.
freezing instantly. So
Wow,
then
okay.
what we do to serve this is just take it right out of there, put it on top of the bowl and send it out. And then when you get it at the table, you're gonna get it with this
Okay.
and these two guys right here,
All
and
right.
one of these.
All right.
So these are different pipettes. These pipettes are used in lab testing, just for a number of different things. It's like a medicine dropper kind of.
Okay.
And so these are the sauces for your banana split. So you've got a
Oh.
warm milk chocolate, a warm caramel, and a cold maraschino syrup. So I recommend that people just squirt all the sauce in there and go for it. So yeah,
Okay.
just kind of,
Okay.
you see. Then
Thanks.
there's also a little container of crunchy material in
Oh.
here. So these are some of the same flavors but dried. So there's crumbled milk chocolate, some freeze-dried cherry, and a little bit of toasted almond. And you can sprinkle a little bit of that on there, and that just gives the dish a little bit of texture.
Well, this to me is a very typical moto dish because we've got something freeze-dried and we've got something that involves liquid nitrogen. So that means it's a moto dish. Ooh, for me.
Typical in an atypical sense. Part of the reason I like this dish is because if you mix it up like that, it just looks kind of grotesque, but it tastes so good.
It tastes exactly like a banana split. Where does the inspiration for this idea come from? Because it's not just something you would pull out of your hat.
I guess on a larger scale, an inspiration would come from looking at familiar foods or familiar dishes from your childhood, looking at them more of like a concept than an actual dish. Then you can kind of take the components of that dish and put it together in a different way. Changing the texture, changing the appearance, but keeping the same flavor. If anything, making the flavor bigger and better.
Why do you want to be an inventor?
Because I like to see crazy things happen.
You do, and I think craziness just surrounds you. And I think it's in everything you touch. So it happens to be in cuisine because that's your love, but now you're moving forward with your new show, Future Food, on Planet Green?
Planet Green,
On Planet
and
Green?
you can also see it on the Science Channel.
I have no idea where the future's going, but I know that I'm eating my way into the future with you. Congratulations on your big success.
Well, thank you so much.
Whether it's sculpting, painting, cooking, glass blowing, singing, there's an artist and a creative spirit around every corner and in every alleyway. Join me again on Fear No Art Chicago as we go behind the scenes and check out the fascinating and unique world of the independent artist.
For more information, visit fearnoartchicago.com.
Truthfully, you have to be willing to suck to become great, maybe.
And
no one's great in the beginning or good at what they do,
I think this is one of the reasons that I connect so much to your music then. It's because...
Because I suck.
Well...
Yes.
Mwah, good, right? Aren't we? All I can tell you is that beiges don't work on me.
Beiges don't work. See, it's already starting, cameraman. I like hugging, but do you not like hugging?
I love it.
Support for Fear No Art Chicago is provided by the Richard H. Driehaus Foundation, the Chicago Fashion Foundation,
Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts is dedicated to preparing aspiring professionals in the areas of culinary arts, patisserie and baking, and hospitality and restaurant management.
and Columbia College Chicago, innovation in the visual, performing, media, and communication arts.